It's
Sure.
incredible, isn't it? The absurd things we do. That we just think as women we are expected to do. I mean, the idea of even hair removal to me, it's like so hot wax.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like torture, you know? But for most women, it's just a normal monthly, like
a part of your life.
A part of your
You're
life.
expecting it to happen.
So I used to play tennis, and I used to train for about 6 to 7 hours in the sun every day. And I remember I used to come back from so I was in this boarding school which was all tennis, and I would come back from my hostel, and I'm all of 13 or 14 years of age, and I would have all these family members come and sit down and tell their mother, you should not have your daughters play in the sun, because how will they get married? Just because the society sees women as nothing but objects to be married off, nothing but as things to be married off. It's like your dreams and aspirations are nothing. All you have, it just ends there, that all you can be, all you need to be, your aim in life should be to be fair,
A mother and a wife.
yeah. You know how you're talking about wax strips? I remember sitting and burning on the bleach in my boarding school with my roommates around me, because I wanted to be fairer.
Yeah.
Because
it's
parents are saying,
and
parents are
what you're being
their
constantly
kids
told.
are, their kids are saying it. So you're also plucking your hair, you're also burning your skin under bleach.
Wearing padded bras, so many things. I hate that.
And also
I hate
it's
the
so
idea of that, but I've done it because I felt
I'm
insecure
sure.
about the size of my boobs or whatever.
And also we need to like sensitize kids to this more. I feel like as a young girl, I remember making fun of short girls and fatter girls. But I think as you get older, the more you sensitize yourself to these things that you've been conditioned to believe, you are more cautious about how you're talking to people, what words you're using, how you're complimenting people. I think that's such an important thing. So there needs to be a lot of learning and unlearning, very frankly, that needs to be done.
For me, school was the worst bit of it, because kids are brutal, and I was always in a girls' boarding school. I remember the worst thing the first time I was slut shamed was in a school, and it was by a teacher, and it was, and I must be 10 years old because I'm in grade 5.
Wow.
And we had, imagine a 10-year-old child, and I'm barely 4 feet 11 inches, I'm round, I'm chubby, I have short hair. And we are having these annual function rehearsals. So you could wear civil dresses on the weekends, you were staying back. And I wore this very pretty denim skirt, which was about 3 inches above my knees. And I'm a 4G kid, and I'm a tennis playing kid, and I always wore very tiny shorts. And I remember this teacher come up to me to the stairs, and this other teacher sitting there supposed to take care of us, and be like, call me out and be like, why is your skirt so short? And she tugs at my denim skirt, and tugs it, and is like, now make sure it's hanging low on your waist, and it's a girls' school. And then goes to and sends me back, and I could hear her say this to the other teachers. She's like, "Aajkal dekho, mothers dekhti nahi apne bachche. They don't even care about what their daughters are wearing." And the fact that I'm still talking about it is
You
because
were affected.
I was affected, and I'm just like, and now when I think of it as an older girl, I'm like, how society, the moment, just because you're a girl, I haven't even hit puberty yet. I'm 10 years old. I have chubby, thick legs, I like I said, I'm not a woman, I'm a girl, I'm a child. How can you sexualize a child's legs?
I was a hairy Punjabi girl, and I was always very insecure about it, and I almost had a unibrow when I was younger. And I remember it used to make me feel really insecure, because I thought the only way to be attractive was to be absolutely hairless and have perfect eyebrows. So I started waxing at a young age, and I remember when my teacher saying that, after I started waxing, a girl in my class went and asked her mom if she could wax, and that her mom came and spoke to my teacher and told her that Aranya's doing it to look attractive, and now she's influencing my daughter to do that as well. And at that time, that teacher spoke to my mom, and my mom said, my daughter's going to do whatever makes her feel comfortable, and we need more parents to stick up like that. But also at a later age, like now when I look back, a lot of how I would dress, how I would speak, what I would speak about, things like, be embarrassed of, getting my eyebrows, my waxing done, all of it started because I realized that the only way I could be attractive was if I looked a certain way. And now if I don't do my eyebrows, I'm just like, fine, like I don't need to do my eyebrows, but there's still a part of me going, but then you won't be cute. So there's this whole dilemma in my head. I was telling her the same thing. As a young girl, I would slut shame girls a lot before I learned that it was absolutely wrong. And that's just because these girls could dress more confidently or could dress more comfortably compared to what I could.
And when I moved to Delhi, I went thinking, okay, maybe now I'll have to be a little careful. Now I'm in college. I remember going to LSR, which is an all-women school, and I had these memories of my convent school where I was shamed for having bangs, shamed for wearing my denim skirt. And I go to this college that is so feminist, where that is so powerful, that has this encouraging in a community of women. And that's when it hit me that when there are women encouraging other women, when there are women normalizing whatever you're wearing, when you are in this space that is occupied by women doing whatever they want to do, it automatically becomes a safe space. So for me, my college now is a safe space to wear what I want to wear without being judged, to say what I want to say without being judged, to be whoever I want to be without being judged. And that is to say, me wearing kurtas or me wearing salwar kameez. And I wear a lot of kurtas. I'll also wear a very tiny denim short and I'll go to college. Me not being called a behenji for wearing a kurta and me not being called a slut for wearing shorts. And for me, this space that is all female has provided me that.
The heart of it all, I mean, it keeps coming back to sex, right? Like we're talking about how sexualized young women are. And it's funny how at such a young age, right, when we become aware of our sexuality, and I'm always curious about how that happens. I always like hearing from people where they got their first ideas of sex, whether they were, entirely sort of experiences that they had alone, or whether it was conversations with parents or something they read or something they stumbled upon.
This is great.
So this is great. Just talk about this. So I have had the funniest experience finding out about what sex is, because and I know most people, most kids, they go on the internet, they read something and they find out. So I am in 4th standard or 5th standard, and a lot of my stories come from these classes, comes from this period of time, because it's such a transition. So we've gone to our school, and I'm going from 4th to 5th, and I have a school diary, and I have my new set of books back in the car, and I'm going through my school diary, and my mother's driving, and we have a report card all set for new uniform, new everything, and I'm going through my diary, and I'm looking at the page.
The first
filling details. Yeah, where you're filling in details. Now you know the story. So you're filling in details. So I'm like, okay, and randomly I'm like, okay, my name is Gurmeher, my father's name is this, my mother's name is this, and I'm like, say sex. And I'm like, Mom, what is sex? My mother's driving. She's like, and then she takes a deep breath, and she's like, okay, I think my daughter's 11 years old, I can tell her now. So she tells me, sugar-coated, how you tell a 11-year-old child what sex is. And then she's told me this, and I'm like, but diary mein kya likhu? What do I write in the diary? Like, it just has a small. So for me, and all of a sudden, this is what I keep telling my mom, all of a sudden it broke this ice for the both of us, because I wasn't prepared to hear the question. She wasn't prepared that I will now ask her this, but then she gave me this answer which I wasn't even looking for, and she took all of the trouble on herself, all the awkwardness on herself, and I'm not even feeling anything. I don't even think it's a scandalous conversation because it's in my convent school diary. So it must be something nice and pious, and it is something nice and pious, to be honest. Whoever's listening, I never thought it was going to be like a difficult conversation, but she said all of this, and I was like, hey, thanks, Mom, but I don't think that's what I was looking for, but now I'm going to know.
Now I know.
And eventually all our conversations, became easy after that.
I wasn't a particularly curious child about sex specifically, but I knew that if I wanted to talk to my parents about it, I could. And then also as I got older, this is actually, so I was 100% sure I was going to marry Nick Jonas. Okay, and I found out Nick Jonas has diabetes type 2. So I read all about it and how to take care of it and all that stuff. And so it was on this website called kidshealth.org. And I went through all of Kids Health, and then after that there's teenshealth.org. And once I got on that is when I read all about the front page was something like, if it hurts during penetration, then you're not doing it right. And I said, what is this? What hurts? What is penetration? And
how old were you?
I was probably 11 or 12. I was really young. And I had already got my periods. My mom had taught me about periods through a book, and then we had a conversation after with my brother and me. So she normalized periods and pads and sex very faintly to my brother and me. I was really young, so I didn't really care that much. But that's how I truly learned about it. And I also have a great guy knack, so I love having conversations with her once in a while. So I think in general, I had a very liberal family, and I get to talk to my brother about it in case I'm too shy to talk to my parents about it. Because my brother's also 6 years older than me. Yeah. So I've been on the luckier side of this. I've had a very healthy way to learn about sex.
I'm curious about also what it's been like for you navigating your own sexuality and just dealing with, dating as a young woman in India. I'd just be curious to hear how men react to you, because we know how many Indian men don't seem entirely comfortable with women with opinions.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's it been like for each of you?
So my answer here would not be just limited to men that I might be interested in, men that I might see as romantic interest, but it's just men throughout. With me, ever since the protests have happened, or ever since the book came out, or ever since I've been in this place where I'm giving out my opinion to the world without really censoring myself, I think there are two reactions that I get from men. One is that they are either extremely intimidated that they will not have a conversation with me, or it is that they will try to patronize me or put me down, and which is also I'm very scared of making new friends, trying to get people in my own little bubble of safety that I've created around myself, because it's like the moment people enter this bubble where it's all private, but it's just me, and it's not the image that you see on the internet, it's not the image that you see, it's not the girl that you've read about in the book, but it's just me as a 21-year-old girl. Whenever somebody enters that and realizes, oh wait, she's just like me, the first thing is either the emotion is going to be, wow, how amazing it is that she's just like me, or the second emotion which I have faced is that, hey, she's just like me, she just got lucky. Now I'm going to put her down. Now I'm going to tell her that I don't think you're doing enough. I need to tell her that I think you just started from the top and you have no groundwork. I just think you got lucky that media picked up on you. I just think you're a pretty face. I just think, I think you could do so much. I genuinely think you got lucky. And I think, that
My
is...
all-time favorite, you just want attention.
Then I'm just like, yeah, well, I don't need no guys. Bye-bye. I'm just going to be happy with my girlfriends uplifting me. I don't need you to tell me what I can do or cannot do.
A lot of men are very intimidated by me, but these are not men I know personally. A lot of them are like online comments, people messaging me being like, how can you say this, you're a girl? But a lot of the males in my life are just so enamored and encouraging of, what I do. And I think it's great having that support system, because every time I see like a really rude, hateful comment from a guy, I have another friend text me like, hey, I started carrying pads in my bag. Small things like that, where like, they're reading more about things, they're listening to what they're saying. There's a friend of mine told me that like, I don't think I'll ever date a girl who's not a feminist. And that was so great. He's like, because I can cry with her and she won't think I'm any less of a man. Once they realize that you know what you want and you know how to get it and you know how to talk about it. I think that's the most important thing. We don't talk in relationships. There's no communication that happens about boundaries and consent, even from a boy's point of view. In fact, that's something I realized a year ago, that I don't recollect ever asking a boy if he's okay with, holding hands, hugging and kissing, which I am more cautious of now. So there's a lot of, there's growth overall, and I've really been honestly fortunate to have that kind of relationship and friendship with men. But it's not, there's still this whole side of, oh, you're a feminist. And, I asked them, why do you say like it's a bad word?
When men sort of realize that gender equality isn't a woman's problem, it's like a human, everyone's problem. To me, that's just like, wow, that's the kind of man I want to be with, I think that's such a nice note to end our conversation on, because I think a lot of men who might have made it, if they did make it this far, might think, oh my god, 3 women, like, man-hating. That's not what we're doing, On the contrary, I love men. And I wish that I met more men that I could love all the way through, because it's very hard to love someone who makes you feel inferior, right? Yeah. And so I feel like this is an invitation as well for men to like join in, like be a Powerpuff Girl with us.
Be a Powerpuff Girl with us. There's space for all of us, and let's just make it happen. It's not tough, it's not hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was such a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks so much. It was so great to have you guys.
It was so fun
being here
on the channel. Thank you. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video, comment on it, follow Aranya and Gurmeher. They're amazing. You should check out their videos as well. We'll see you next time.
Bye.